Here's proof that the mainstream media is corrupt and owned by individuals that have their own agendas. Watch as CNN and MSNBC both cut away from RFJK Jr. when he starts blasting Kamala Harris and the Democrats, making way too much sense. Stick around because I'm also going to share the part of the speech that they cut out. Check this out.
At the palace coup against President Biden, the same shadowy DNC operatives appointed his successor, also without an election. They installed a candidate who was so unpopular with voters that she dropped out in 2020 without winning a single delegate. My uncle and my father both relished debate. They prided themselves on their capacity to go toe-to-toe with any opponent in the battle over ideas. They would be astonished to learn of a Democratic Party presidential nominee who, like Vice President Harris, has not appeared in a single interview or an unscripted encounter with voters for 35 days.
We've been listening to independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. from Phoenix outlining what led him to his quixotic quest for the White House to now dropping out.
MSNBC doing the same thing. They've already cut the audio off and they're talking over him, also
Phoenix,
trying to hide
Arizona,
the message that I'm
where
about
Kennedy
to show you
is
in a minute.
expected to say publicly what he's already made official in a court filing, that he will endorse Donald Trump. Perhaps no coincidence, Trump is set to hold a campaign rally tonight with a special unnamed guest in Glendale, Arizona.
And here's the part of the speech that for some reason they wanted to hide from the American people.
Popularity for Vice President Harris based upon, well, nothing. No policies, no interviews, no debates, only smoke and mirrors and balloons in a highly produced Chicago circus. There in Chicago, a string of Democratic speakers mentioned Donald Trump 147 times just on the first day. Who needs a policy when you have Trump to hate? In contrast, at the RNC convention, President Biden was mentioned only twice in 4 days. I do interviews every day. Many of you have interviewed me. Anybody who asks gets to interview me. Some days I do as many as 10. President Trump, who actually was nominated and won an election, also does interviews daily. How did the Democratic Party choose a candidate that has never done an interview or debate during the entire election cycle? We know the answers. They did it by weaponizing the government agencies. They did it by abandoning democracy. They did it by suing the opposition and by disenfranchising American voters. What most alarms me isn't how the Democratic Party conducts its internal affairs or runs its candidates. What alarms me is the resort to censorship and media control and the weaponization of the federal agency.
Think that you're getting an ounce of honest information from the mainstream media news, then you are sadly mistaken. Everything they put out is propaganda and there's an agenda behind all of it. There's a reason why over 90% of the media glorifies Kamala Harris and demonizes Trump. Follow for more, and God bless.